Welcome back to the Marion General Hospital pregame show, catching up with Taylor women's basketball head coach Jody Martinez. At the beginning of the week, you weren't supposed to be here on Saturday, but as is 2020, things can change in the blink of an eye. You're now hosting Asbury here on a Saturday instead of playing them in the Indiana Wesleyan tournament. What's it like to get another home game here early in the season?
Well, it's a blessing to be able to have our fans come tomorrow. Like you said earlier in the week, we're up till 2 days ago. We're preparing to be in a tournament against two quality teams, and spur of the moment, COVID strikes, tournament canceled, and then one of the teams from Kentucky still wanted to come up and play, so we're playing them, Asbury University, on Saturday, and we'll go back their place next year.
Before we continue, I'd be remiss if we didn't let you give a special shout out to your in-laws who are upset that we didn't have a post-game interview on Monday. So here's your chance to make good for both of us.
Yeah, you don't invite me to the post-game show anymore, but shout out to all my fans out there, especially all my in-laws and especially Nani and Papa. But hope everyone's doing well.
We got word to us very quickly after the game was done, so we wanted to right that wrong before this one. Let's talk about Monday. Real. Kind of a rough start there in the first quarter, but then you guys turn it on there late, score over 90 points for the second game in a row. What'd you think about the team's performance against Madonna?
No, that was a great observation, Rick. I think the first quarter they just came out really physical and got away with things, and so our girls kind of didn't respond to the physical play. And basically after the first quarter was done, I just challenged the starters to step it up and match it and pick up the intensity on our full court press, and they did. We did a good job there, and then we got all 13 players in again the first half, which is amazing. But once again, we were down one after the first, and I thought our players did a great job the next three quarters.
Kiara Nieto hit her first two collegiate threes. She had her best game of her senior season. What was it like to see someone that wasn't named Lauren James get you guys going there early in the first half?
Well, no, it was really good. I mean, both Madison Fisher and Kiara. I mean, Kiara not playing at all last year with her injury, to have a game like that, it's important for us, and more importantly for her. We got to have that confidence from her and LJ, since the two of them didn't play due to their injuries last year. And we got 5 upperclassmen. They got to set the tone. We got a strong, talented bench that's still learning how to do things and the little things, and they're getting better. It's just they're not ready to be like a significant starter compared to the upperclassmen.
You talk about the bench and how you've been able to play all 13 players in the last 2 games. What does that mean for this team to be able to get that depth early and get people game experience?
Well, you need to. I mean, that's a blessing that, in the college scope of things of competition, you usually don't get those opportunities to play everyone. But it's important. We have to. Once again, like I said just a second ago, we only have 5 upperclassmen who start. But the fact is this: all 5 of them have had an injury throughout their career, either in high school or college, and you got to develop depth, because what-if scenarios do happen in college basketball, and I got to get that confidence and game experience, and I've been rotating players at different times and putting different pressure and opportunities on certain players, and that's the only way they're going to learn. I mean, I do believe in learning from mistakes, and so I don't mind mistakes. I just don't like the repetitive ones and what I call the stupid ones, because that's a mental error. But what you do and how you respond is where I'm going to get intense. You better respond well and get after it on defense or whatever hustle play you need to do.
Your team hasn't shot the 3-ball relatively well the last 2 games, but you still scored over 90 points in both. Does that give you confidence, or does that give you cause for concern?
It backfired in game number 1. But that was a road game. We knew we were going to be nervous with everyone playing. But I think what it shows you is that this team is confident, keeps shooting it. And if we catch on fire, someone's in trouble, because everybody can shoot the ball. And right now you see it from the top where your angle is. But after I watch film, it's amazing. I'm going to throw a stat out. I think that 60% of our misses are what I call rim rattlers, where it's in there and it pops out. So it's like a matter of an inch or 2 right now. So it's not like major air balls, bricks. We're in the zone. We're in that cylinder, I call it. We're in the cylinder of going in. It's just not falling in. So I tell the team, we just got to keep shooting. There's nothing to change. There's a couple players that changed their footwork, but overall, I like the shot.
And you're exactly right. That's the one thing you look at two of your better shooters in Meredith Deckard and Kayla Kirtley. They've had ones that have been, if it's a centimeter more to the left or to the right, they're going in, and you're looking at you've shot the nets off the rim, which you actually did before practice on Friday. You look at that. Is that something where you should try to keep building their confidence up? Like, look, yes, the ball didn't go in, but here's why. Like, it wasn't because it was an egregious error or there's something really off. It's just a millimeter or a centimeter and the thing's going in.
Right. No, it's what we talked in film session. We do a lot of film session one-on-one or a group, but we just got to remind them that that you're a shooter. Shooters keep shooting. You don't base your success on one shot or 5 shots. And like you said, Meredith, she missed some shots, but I'm telling you, watch film, it's in and out. She was 2 for 8 or something in one of the games. And I was like, Meredith, your role's to shoot. You passing up shots that's when she gets yelled at by me. You pass up an open shot, you're going to get yelled at. I don't care if you're 0 for 10. You're a shooter. You'll get out of it soon. And that's one thing, we're talking about Kayla. Kayla's a shooter for a post player, and she's got to keep doing it. And it's one of those things that they just don't want to let their team down. So you got to kind of balance that confidence with them.
The old adage of shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot, right?
Yeah, just whatever you say, man. I just shoot the ball. Who wouldn't want to play for me?
No one. Oh, sorry. There's another part of that question.
When I wanted to shoot, when you're open. I mean, it's an easy solution not to get yelled at. I'm open. I'm going to shoot. Right? It's just a simple thing. Real simple.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the inside information on how Jody Martinez recruits players for Taylor University. You're welcome. Let's talk about your opponent in Asbury. They're coming off of a humongous win, defeating Southeastern at their place by 15. You saw this team here 2 years ago, but they were really good last year, winning over 20 games. What have you seen from Asbury on the film?
Man, I tell you, they run a system. We have a system similar called 5 out, and they run it pretty good. I mean, they're attempting 37 threes a game. We're attempting 39, I believe. So it's going to be a lot of threes in the air, a lot of transition. They want to play fast. They play a minimum of 10 girls. The first 2 games I've watched film on, they start 5, then they sub 5, 5 come back in, sub 5, and then he kind of adjusts who's playing well. Is how he does his rotation. So it's not like the Olivet Nazarene system. They don't press as hard as Olivet or Bethel, but they do want to play fast.
One thing away from basketball, we mentioned a couple weeks ago, you're a big sports fan. Masters here in November. Thoughts?
Well, it's funny. I just told Kyle Yost yesterday. I said, "Is this the year Dustin Johnson wins his first green?" I mean, he's been playing well these last couple years, and as of this interview, he's tied for first. And also talk. I think Justin Thomas is playing really well right now too. And it's just amazing how low the scores are for a Masters tournament. So I'm not sure if something's up with the greens or whatever. I'm not no golf professional, but it's amazing to see the scores. I like it. I actually like it better to see this kind of stuff going on.
It's a good time. Jody, best of luck. Thanks for the time. Good luck against Asbury.
Thank you, buddy. Hope to see you at many more home games.
You and me both.
And that guard, the junior, 25, Sarah Dennison. The Eagles are coached by Chad Mannix, the assistant, Chris Gordon, Matt Oakland, and Haley Owen. And now, fans, get on your feet to the starting lineup for Taylor University. At guard, 5'5" junior from Martinsville, Indiana, number 3, Aaron Decker. At guard, 5'7" junior from Seymour, Indiana, number 12, Lauren James. At forward, the 6'4" junior from Noblesville, Indiana, number 12, Kayla Kirkley. At guard, the 5'11" senior from Bloomfield, Illinois, number 23, Madison Christopher. And at forward, 5'11" senior from Michigan, number 33, Yara Nieto. The Trojans are coached by Jody Martinez.
On this moving day Saturday for the Masters, we say hello, friends, and welcome inside Odell Arena. The patrons have made their way inside the home basketball arena here on the campus of Taylor University, where today it's the Taylor Trojans coming in at 2-1 against the Asbury Eagles, who are 1-1 on the year. Asbury coming off of their 15-point win over number 7 Southeastern last Tuesday. It'll be Madison Fisher and Autumn Hereford to jump for their respective sides. Hereford, one of the only members of the Asbury team that plays significant minutes. That was here when these two teams met on this floor 2 years ago. The ball is in the air, tapped to the backcourt to our left. It's scooped up by Nieto, keeping it away from Napier. And the Trojans have the opening tip. They go from left to right in white with purple letters and gold numbers. But the shot clock nor the game clock started, so we will reset. The Trojans led by fourth-year head coach Jody Martinez in his 21st season overall as a head basketball coach. Asbury led by third-year head coach Chad Mays. As mentioned, Asbury lost to Cumberland's to start the season in convincing fashion and then beat Southeastern by 15 on their home floor on Tuesday. Taylor winners of their last two in a row after losing the season opener to Concordia. They defeated Madonna 95-59 on Monday. The Trojans have now won 31 straight games here at home. Their last home loss was against Bethel, coming on November 20th of 2018. Overall, during Jody Martinez's time here at TU, the Trojans are 48-4 here inside Odell Arena. And 6 seconds have gone off the clock, and everything shows that. And so we are ready to play with a sideline inbounds play on the near side here, set by Kayla Kirtley. Same starting five for Taylor they've had in the previous 3 games: Deckard, James, Kirtley, Fisher, and Nieto. Good read by Napier. Pass takes the ball out of play. Mays, the head coach for Asbury, said that he thought that his Asbury team had 61 deflections in their win over Southeastern last Tuesday, and they get their first deflection here. Deckard near side as Asbury flies around in their 2-3 zone. Fisher far side, lobs it near side to Deckard, and her heel step on the near sideline. That's something she did in practice yesterday, and she'll duplicate it here as Taylor turns it over on their opening possession as Deckard's heel just clicks the near sideline. James and Deckard in the backcourt. Rubel, this week's River State's Conference Player of the Week, has the ball back in the backcourt from Hereford, and she'll lob it to Hereford far side as Taylor slides into a little bit of a zone. Near side, catches 2-3, Kelsey Johnson swish. She was 3 of 6 against Southeastern last time out, and she gets Asbury on the board first. They lead 3-zip. Kirtley trails to James at the top. She's been white hot from 3 to start this season, and she answers with a 3 from straight away. James comes in shooting 61% from 3, and then Kirtley intercepts an errant pass by Asbury. Each team with an early turnover here in the first minute. As Nieto gets fancy with the behind-the-back pounce, James will fake a whip pass to the far sideline. Then she'll find a wide-open Kirtley. Nice pass down low, Nieto, who lays it in with a right hand. James threaded it to Kirtley, who bounced it to the opposite post. And it's back-to-back buckets from James and Nieto, and Taylor leads 5-3. Johnson, her second 3 is short from the near side, almost from the same spot she made the first. And James flies in the air to haul in the miss for Taylor. She'll bounce into the cutting Kirtley, back down to Nieto, who bodies with Napier. And they'll get Napier for the foul as she pinballed off of Nieto. First one for Napier, last year's River State's Conference Newcomer of the Year. And it's a 5-3 Taylor lead, 1 minute and 20 seconds into quarter number 1. James high left side, back to the corner, and Deckard fakes a 3 as Asbury slides around in their 2-3 zone that they move all the way outside the arc to prevent any open looks for the Taylor three-point shooters. James at the top. Deckard's got range for days. Good collapse by Hereford. She'll bounce it back up to James, floating far corner to Fisher with 5 on the shot clock, and Madison Fisher drains a 3 ball, and Taylor starts 2 of 2 from deep, and they've scored 8 in a row to lead 8-3 early on here in quarter 1. Hereford trails, fakes to her right, goes to her left, and throws it off to Johnson, who's taken the only 2 shots for Asbury here so far, making 1 and missing 1. Napier's 3 is off the back of the rim, and Kirtley's too tall for Johnson as Taylor hauls in another miss. James bullets one off to Fisher, driving right hand, scooping layup, too strong, tapped up off the basket support, and then it hits the baseline by Hereford as she was able to knife it away from Nieto. It stays here with TU. 21 seconds on the shot clock. 8-0 Taylor run, a James 3, a Nieto bucket, and then a Fisher 3 ball for the 3 hoops so far. Deckard on the baseline. Hereford read it, jumps into the air, and taps the ball using that 6-foot frame, and then she goes landing into some of her teammates on the Asbury bench. Asbury in purple jerseys and shorts with white numbers and white letters in the gray trim. Taylor in the home white jerseys and shorts, gold numbers, purple letters, and the purple trim. Nieto floats one to the volleyball line on the right side of the floor with James running the point.
Right hand bounce, behind the back bounce, and then she'll wave Deckard in. Throws one high for Kirtley, too high for Kayla, and it tips off of her left hand fingers, and that's the second turnover for Taylor here in the early going. James and Deckard with pressure in the backcourt. Trojans on an 8-0 spurt. After the first bucket from Johnson, Asbury has missed their last 2 tries, both from 3, first by Johnson and then Napier. Johnson again near side. This one an air ball, but good job by Rubel to work her way through around James and pick up the miss. Johnson calls for it up top, gives off to Hereford. She'll fire up a 3-ball. A dead-eye 3 will bounce off the back of the rim, and that's now 4 straight misses for Asbury after making their first bucket of the afternoon. Taylor still on top by 5, 8-3. They've scored 8 consecutive points. Deckard to the left corner. Fisher, she made a 3 from here last time down, and she swishes one again. Fisher has outscored Asbury by herself. It's now an 11-0 romp for Taylor, and they lead by 8, 3 minutes into quarter number 1. Napier spins. She'll find the trailing Dennison, and a 3 from Rubel right side is swished over Deckard. That stops the run of 11 zip for Taylor. Second bucket for Asbury as threes are falling all over the place. Each team with at least two made so far. Taylor leads by 5, 11-6. Fisher fakes a 3 around Hereford, driving in to the paint in Nieto, bounced it off the shoe of an Asbury defender, and it stays here with the home team. 16 seconds to shoot as Deckard will get it in on the baseline on the far side of the floor. 11-6 the Taylor lead as Deckard holds the ball on her right hip. So fire one up top to Fisher. She's 2 of 2 from 3. This one high left side, and Fisher's now 3 of 3. 2 from the left corner, this one from up top, and Fisher white hot to start. Taylor ahead by 8, 14-6. Rubel with a little pocket pass whip to Dennison, and her 3 is good from the right side as both teams, as you heard head coach Jody Martinez mention, they can shoot the 3-ball a bunch. Both teams come in averaging at least 37 3-point attempts in their first couple of games this year. Rip away by Fisher as Hereford goes sliding away on the 2-3 zone. Flipping it near side, Deckard around to James. Fakes a 3 and she'll put it on the deck. To the baseline, Kirtley up and over the defender, too strong. Kayla gets her own missed right-hand layup, good for 2 off glass. 16-9 the Taylor lead as Deckard there to apply pressure in the backcourt. Here comes Napier accelerating and floats it far side to Dennison. 5 fresh bodies will get ready for Asbury to come in at the next dead ball. Rubel flings a catch-and-shoot 3 off target right short, and it's hauled in by Nieto down low. Almost halfway home here in quarter number 1 as Taylor leads 16-9 with threes falling everywhere for both teams early on. James with a fancy dribble, bullets one near corner to Kirtley. Napier tried to poke it away, could not. It hits the rim 3 times. It comes down to Fisher, who goes up and over Hereford off the Kirtley miss from the near corner. Just the second 3-point miss, or first 3-point miss by Taylor here this afternoon as 5 new subs come in here for Asbury. 00, Faith Osborne. Number 30, Kayla Harlow. Number 22, Trinity Shearer. Number 11, Sarah King. And number 10, Paige Taylor. This is what Asbury's done their first 2 games of the year, 5 in, 5 out. As Nieto jumps in the front of the pass lane, deflects it off to Kirtley, up to the streaking Fisher. She's led Taylor in scoring to start, poked away by Trinity Shearer of Asbury. Good job to hunt Fisher down from behind, and it stays with Taylor, 4 seconds off the shot clock. But Asbury goes 5 in, 5 out. Then they'll bring the 5 starters back in one more time, and then they'll start messing with the lineups, trying to see out who's got the hot hand that day. Deckard from the baseline all the way out near midcourt and Kirtley. Then she'll quickly give off to James. Right-hand drive, got into the paint, bouncing weak side to Nieto, who banks it in from the left side glass. 4 for Kiara Nieto as James picks up one of her early assists. She's had at least 6 assists in Taylor's last 2 games. Taylor had 18-9. Taylor trying to cut into that lead, and she does with a left corner rainbow 3. Paige Taylor, just her second made 3 of her career, came in just 1 of 7 in her first 2 collegiate contests, but that draws Asbury back to within 6, down 18-12. Fisher, left side drive, left hand goes into, blocked away nicely by Harlow, but then a desperately late call underneath on Harlow, and that's a tough one to take if you're Asbury. It looked like she had gone up and gotten the block clean, must have gotten Fisher with the hip, and that call came an eternity after the shot was let go and collision was made. The ball was actually probably already almost about to be snatched up by somebody and taken to the other end. But a 2-shot trip for Fisher's got 9 first quarter points. This one short off the front rim on her first missed free throw this season. Taylor came in as a team shooting 85%. They've been an excellent free throw shooting team ever since Jody Martinez got here 3 years ago. Fisher with a first quarter 10 as she makes the second freebie. Deckard, Nieto, James exit. Here come Clasey West, Ariel Dale, and Taylor Westgate. We'll talk about West moving to a different guard position. That's why we see her out here now. Had been the backup point guard, but now shifts off to the 2 guard. Well, that was pretty easy. Got in and out. Osborne way outside from straight away. Front rim short. Westgate soars over everyone. Couldn't haul it in. Down low, a right-hand shot by Taylor is good for 2. 5 off the bench here for Paige Taylor on her first 2-point basket. And Asbury back to within 4, down 19-14. Fisher almost fumbles it away far sideline, gathers it back in, slips and falls, and then it's picked up off the floor by Shearer. A 2-on-1 with West back defending. Far side bounce pass, terrible pass, but a better shot by Sarah King as she almost fell and was able to put it in with a right hand. Back-to-back buckets here for Asbury, and they trail by 3. Jump stop West. Dale almost not across the timeline. Got across by just a hair, and Taylor keeps the possession. Fisher turns, whips it left side to Dale. Left block Westgate. Power move, right-hand hook shot off the back rim, no. Westgate couldn't get her own miss as Taylor hauls it in for Asbury. They can tie or cut the deficit to 1, down 19-16. Taylor off to Osborne, top of the key, step back from way downtown. Shearer swishes that one home. And we are tied at 19, first tie since 3-3. Taylor fell behind 3-0, scored the next 11 in a row. Excuse me. They've not been tied since just now. Dale near sideline looking Westgate's way into the near corner and Kirtley. 2-3 zone again for Asbury to the paint to Dale. Fisher's been white hot here in the opening quarter, and it continues with her 4th made triple of quarter 1. 13 points for Fisher in the opening quarter, 4 for 4 from downtown, and Taylor goes back in front by a triple. Paige Taylor's been really good off the bench for Asbury, flings it to the far side, and King, who scored the last time down for the Eagles. Back to Taylor again, West right there on the catch. Under 3 to go here in the opening quarter. Osborne from up top, and she traveled as she moved those feet as she hauled in the pass. Ava Henson in for Taylor. She replaces Fisher, who gets a breather. Fisher, 13 first quarter points, 4 of 4 from downtown. And Taylor has the ball in a 3-point lead, 22-19 against Asbury. Near sideline West, pivoting, mid-post right. Westgate kicks it out to Ava Henson. Freshman, miss a 3. Off the back of the rim. Good look, though, from Henson. Here comes Asbury near side with King, angling to her right, finds a trailing Osborne. Catch and shoot long, too good with her heels on the arc. First bucket for Osborne, and Asbury back to within 1, down 22-21 with 2:25 to go in the opening stands and a hot shooting quarter for both teams. West, high left side, fires a 3-ball, and she drains it from the high left side. Threes falling in bunches for both teams, and Taylor's lead back up to 4 at 25-21 on the first bucket from the freshman Claycy West. Between the legs bounce, thought about a step back 3. Taylor gives off near side to King, with Dale there guarding in the Taylor man-to-man. 2 to go here in the opening quarter. Osborne drives, kicks it out far side, another catch and shoot 3. This one off the bottom of the glass and nothing else by Trinity Shearer. Her first miss on her second try. West lobs up to the cutting Kirtley right block. She's in trouble. No look dish out to West. Here's Dale. The lefty drives in the lane with that left hand. Step through to greatness. And Dale will scoop it home with a left. Off the glass. First bucket for Dale. And Taylor goes back in front by 6. 96 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Asbury from right to left in purple. Taylor defends man to man in white. Stop and pop. 3-ball. No. Back rim as Westgate flies in to haul in the miss from King. Westgate pestered in the backcourt, gives off to West with 83 seconds remaining in the opening stanza. Dale, high left side, open for a 3-ball. She pulls the trigger, misses. Kirtley attacks off the miss, barrels in, and Kirtley's going to the line for 2 as Harlow picks up her second personal foul. Good read from Kirtley. Put it down hard, go attack with reckless abandon. And the 5 starters back in once again for Asbury. Hereford, Johnson, Rubel, Napier, and Dennison. Then I believe, if I remember correctly, it'll be one more round again for the Asbury reserves, and then it'll kind of be more of a who's feeling it, who's hot sort of thing right now. The bench played really well in that opening quarter, coming in hitting a couple of threes for Asbury. First free throw good for Kayla Kirtley. We'll be going home to the Kirtley family farm this weekend to do some workout in the fields. No word if she's going to pick up any cows in the field and throw them over her shoulders and carry them back into the barn, but we'll try to check with her on Monday and see how the weekend went back at the family farm. Kirtley makes them both. Taylor leads 29-21. Napier drives, lefty scoop. Wild shot, no good, and Westgate has her second rebound of the opening quarter. It's Westgate West, Kirtley, Henson, and Dale. 3 freshmen slipping on through. Napier jumped in front of the passing lane, goes off of her hands on a dangerous pass from West. Fisher in for Taylor to give Kirtley her first breather. So Fisher, it's the senior Fisher. I can speak right. or properly, or whatever the word is. West, Westgate, Henson, the 3 freshmen, and the sophomore, Ariel Dale. Westgate near side outside the arc as Rubel comes out to collapse on Fisher. Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Taylor on top, 29-21. Mid-post right, Westgate faking, trying to go up and under, step through move, throws it off the bottom of the glass. And here comes Napier the other way for Asbury off the Taylor miss. She'll hit the brakes and fling it far side to Hereford. The 6-foot guard gives back to Napier near side with Henson defending. Napier spins, almost fumbled it away. Now to Rubel down the lane, got into the air, near side to Dennison. Fakes and bullets at far side to Hereford. Taylor flying around in their man-to-man defense. Hereford trying to take Fisher on a back down. Kick out near side. Johnson drives and floats in the league logo off the back of the rim. Westgate has got her 3rd rebound of quarter 1, and Taylor can hold for the final shot with 23 seconds remaining in quarter 1. West wants to fire a 3, a rainbow try that skips off the near side rim, and now it'll be Asbury to hold for the final shot. Down by 8 right now, 29-21, with 12 seconds remaining in stanza numero uno. Napier calls out the play with her left hand as she backs out near the volleyball line. 5 to go in the quarter, down the right side of the lane. One hand pass Hereford, rainbow try off the near side rim. Fisher has it, and that will be the end of quarter number 1. We were tied twice. Taylor extends the lead back out after being tied late. They lead 29-21 to the Trojans after 1 quarter of play here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Both teams shot the ball very well in that opening quarter. Taylor hit 5 threes. They went 5 for 9 in the opening quarter. Asbury took more threes, made a couple, and they'll have the ball to start here. It's their starters out there to start: Hereford, Johnson, Rubel, Napier, and Dennison. Hereford around the screen. Taylor counters with their 5 starters. Near side catches 2-3. Johnson. She was off balance left and tapping it out of bounds off of Rubel was James, and it stays here with Taylor. Johnson's missed her last 3 threes in a row after making the first one to give an early 3-0 lead to Asbury. She was leaning a little bit to her left and didn't have her base set, and that might have led to the short shot. Fisher just across midcourt, gives off to James near side as Asbury slides around in their 2-3 zone. Fisher, high pass that Kirtley hauls in. Trying to skip it through the James. She'll whip it near side, but it's short and intercepted by Napier as she tried to connect with Deckard. Napier up the near side of the floor. Euro step through. Good job by Fisher to poke it away. Napier's save is intercepted by James. Near side to Fisher. Pinches back to the trailing Meredith Deckard, whose 3 is perfect. A beautiful play from Fisher to see Hereford standing in front, and then Deckard drains a 3. Hereford trying to answer other end. Fisher might have blocked it, but she got her on the hand, and that's Madison's 2nd foul here of the afternoon. Second one on Fisher. That's not what you want to see out of the 6'1" wingspan and one of your best players, period, in Madison Fisher. 2 free throws from Autumn Hereford, 6-foot senior out of Lexington, Kentucky. And this one will be missed short off the front rim. She struggled, did not play against Cumberland's to start the year. She was 0 of 2 against Southeastern last Tuesday. Has historically been a fantastic free throw shooter in her career, comes in at 78%, and last year made 101 free throws for an 80% clip. Hereford's second one is a swish. And Hereford gets her first point. And Asbury down by 10 here early on in quarter 2. Taylor with the ball from left to right in white. Asbury defends in a 2-3 zone in purple. Fisher now to Deckard and then James. Lobbing it back to Fisher. She's wide open. 4 of 4 from 3. Off target near side short. First miss from deep for Madison Fisher. Napier's got the rebound for Asbury. Up to Hereford, who glides up the floor. Floating it near side, Kirtley got her hands on it. Fisher steps in, got a piece of it, and then Nieto scoops it up off the parquet floor. James will hustle to the front court, going from left to right. Stop and pitch out to the far sideline, Deckard. Bouncing back to James, left corner. Right hand bounce, skip to the open, Madison Fisher, and she will miss this one off target right. Nieto powers in, turns around, her shot was blocked. That's hauled in by Rubel. A good look there from Fisher, just an inch away from being her 5th made three of the opening half. She's already surpassed her career high in threes made in the opening quarter. Napier's three near side, no good. James has it go off between her hands and off of her face. And now to play off the high bounce shot miss from Napier. Ava Henson quickly coming in here for Taylor to start this early second quarter off. She'll replace Fisher. No subs yet for Asbury, just a minute and 44 seconds gone in quarter number 2. Hereford between the circles, back to Napier far side, back down low to Rubel. This week's River State's Conference Player of the Week was bumped into Kirtley and her shot swatted. Kirtley up to Henson, back to the trailing Kirtley as she angles and looks for help. It'll be James, near side Deckard, who's got range for days. Hereford with that 6-foot frame guards. And then Asbury slides back into the 2-3 zone they've been in since the opening tip. Deckard finds an open spot for a three, halfway down and out. And it's Napier with the weak side rebound. And then either Nieto or Kirtley got her for a foul from behind. It'll be Nieto, that's Kiara's first, and the team's second here of quarter number 2. James will be the only one in the backcourt for TU. As Rubel gives back to Napier, and Napier will run the point. Napier, a 5'11 sophomore out of Stanford, Kentucky. And now it's Rubel. One-hand whip pass, high right side Johnson into the corner, and Dennison defended by Kirtley. Asbury with the ball. Hereford thought about it. Hereford thought about a three, now fires and swishes it from the high right side as she skips and floats back to the other end. Hereford with every movement looks super cool, and she knocks that one down, glides up and down the floor, does a 6-foot senior. And the Asbury pressure almost forces Taylor to give it up. 7-point Taylor lead on a 4-0 Hereford burst here for Asbury. Deckard fakes the pass to right, now finds Kirtley in the corner. A three over Napier is long off the backside rim as Kirtley still struggles to find her rhythm from three. 5 fresh subs will get ready to come in for Asbury as Hereford skips to the front court. She scored all 4 of Asbury's points here in this quarter so far. Rubel thought about a three, thought about it twice, and then dribbles and tries to wave Hereford in, who sets a screen. Rubel fires a straight line drive through off the right side rim, and Henson comes in to pick it up. Up the floor near side Deckard. Deckard stop and pop three ball off target left. It's tapped by Hereford, and James is there for the miss. And then Hereford gets tangled up with James and gets whistled for the foul. First one on Hereford. First one against Asbury here in the quarter. Gretchen Mall will come in for the first time today for Taylor. She spells Kirtley. And it'll be Osborne, Taylor, King, Shearer, and Harlow. Or is it? Nope, one snug in there. Abby Harris will be in there in place of Harlow. The other 4 correct from the first 5-in, 5-out sub for Asbury we saw back in the quarter. James thought about a three, pass too long for Mall to get to as she had Harris pinned behind her. And another turnover by the Trojans here in the opening half as Taylor head coach Jody Martinez gets up and asks for an explanation from his point guard James. 32-25 the Taylor advantage. All subs in here for Asbury, which is what they do. 5-in, 5-out, and then they'll start putting the hot players back in and going. Screen and roll here to Harris, goes against Mall. High bounce shot, spins off the rim on a good look on the good challenge from Mall. Deckard will haul in the miss. She'll wheel up to the front court, angling to her left, pitching back to James. Thought about a transition three. She'll put on the deck, weaving through everyone, and James will bank it in, and she's got 5 first-half points. Nice move from James, and Taylor's lead back up to close to double digits, up 34-25. Top of the key three ball, long one, and skips off the rim. Punched out by Osborne on the miss, on the miss from Taylor, but it was able to be gobbled up as Mall uses that 6'4 frame to haul in the long rebound. Near sideline Deckard around the Nieto screen. James open for days. She'll pull the trigger and rattle in a parking lot three ball that forces a Chad Mays timeout. It brought rain. It brought 3 points as James took that one from almost the other side of the floor. 12-point Taylor lead, their biggest of the afternoon at 37-25.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
It's Veterans Day earlier this week. I want to say a special thanks to your service for Lauren James's grandfather, the Colonel. We thank him and all the other veterans for their service. Asbury the ball down 12. Good drive and float far side to Harris. Thought about a three. Now she'll fire from the right side off the back of the rim too strong. But soaring in for the rebound is Taylor. She wants to go up and under on Maul, who blocks the shot. And then Taylor will volleyball it out. Good pressure by Decker to try to get in there and poke the ball away. Driving right side, Euro step off rim and rattling it home is Sarah King. Thought King might try to go glass, instead she rattled it home. And that draws Asbury back to within 10 as we approach the halfway point of quarter number 2. Nieto back to James after LJ got a little sloppy with the dribble. Far sideline Deckard, who draws all the attention in the world. Bulleting far side James, Nieto quickly off to Deckard. They look Maul's way, can't get it to her. Nieto wants to go back in there and cannot. 10 to shoot for TU with Deckard running the show, defended by the taller Shearer. Now to James with 6 to shoot. LJ's got to go quick with 5 and 4. Angling in. Off balance floater, perfect for Lauren James. She scored Taylor's last 7 in a row. She's the second Trojan in double figures with 10. And Taylor back in front by 12 as Asbury quickly flies up the floor. 3-ball near side, off the rim, no. Hits the floor. Henson will tap it off to Nieto off the miss from Taylor with the mismatch with Maul guarding her. Across the timeline comes James, off to Deckard. Asbury finds her. Good defense there by Shearer. Deckard driving kick Henson. Outside the arc, James has scored Taylor's last 7 as the Trojans shoot on the basket to our right, leading by a game-high tying 12. James got a little sloppy with the dribble, poked away from behind and scooped up off the floor by Taylor as James tries to score her 8th and 9th point in a row. Floating a near side, catch and shoot 3, King. Spins off the rim, Nieto had it, taken away, and then falling on the baseline was the soaring Paige Taylor. Nieto was all by her lonesome, then Taylor came flying in like an eagle. No pun intended. Then does not have her balance and fell down to the floor. Ariel Dale makes her first second quarter appearance. Taylor Browning makes her first appearance overall this afternoon, as the Trojans have played 11 of their 13 players here in the opening half. Taylor ball leading by 12. They go from left to right and white. Asbury, 2-3 zone. Good lob. Deckard in the Maul. Nice hesitation to get the defender to fly by. And Gretchen banks it in for a deuce. 41-27 as the 5 starters come back in here for Asbury. Taylor drives through 3 defenders off glass too strong as she sliced her way through. Maul with the miss, and Taylor quickly works up near side to Deckard. Little hesitation between the legs dribble. Now she'll angle near side. Fires from 28 feet out. That one off target right. But Henson comes flying in and almost banked it home. Ava draws the foul and will go to the line for a chance of 2 free throws. Henson shot out of a cannon. Slithered her way in, got the ball, and almost banked it in off the glass. Instead, draws the foul and will go to the line for 2 freebies. Maul out, Kirtley in for Taylor. The 5 starters return for Asbury: Hereford, Johnson, Rubel, Napier, and Dennison. 2 free throws for the freshman Ava Henson. The first one, halfway down and out. First miss of her freshman year. Committed to Roosevelt. And then Roosevelt, the coach, left. They then merged with Robert Morris. And Coach Martinez got back in touch with Henson. And that's how things were going. Henson said, well, let me tell you. She opened her recruitment back up, and ta-da, Henson is here at Taylor. Martinez is clearing out his files and reached out to Martinez. Hereford got away with the travel. Good defense by Henson and Kirtley. Hereford rips it through and banks it in, floats it in with a right hand. And Taylor head coach Jody Martinez beside himself across from us. Hereford has got all 6 of her points here in this second quarter, and it brings Asbury back to within 13, down 42-29. Browning fakes a 3, almost traveled, now picks to the bounce, floats it into Kirtley, who snuck through weak side. Her shot was blocked multiple times. It's hauled in by Dennison of Asbury at the near sideline, and Rubel angling into the paint, almost got loose with the dribble, and Rubel keeps the bounce, and Dale comes out to defend her. Rubel to Napier, step back, left wing 3-ball, angling left, that's where it hit, and Deckard hauls in the weak side miss, says Napier 0 of 3 from deep. 2:54 and counting. Napier jumps in front of the telegraph pass from Deckard and intercepts as Deckard could not find Henson. Still a 13-point hole for Asbury as they go from right to left. No one guards Hereford. She's been good here in the quarter, and it continues. Burying her second 3. She's got 9 second quarter points. Nobody found Hereford. She'll said, thank you very much. I'll step into this easy 3-ball. And the Taylor lead back down to 10 with the ball. Up the floor to Kirtley. Nice step around Napier. Bank shot too strong. Kayla gets her own miss through contact. Can't get the roll. And Kayla's going to the line for 2 free throws. Fouls on Sarah Dennison, her first. The third one against Asbury here in the quarter. West in for the first time in the second quarter to replace Henson. James back in to get Dale for TU. Kirtley, 6-foot junior. She and Meredith Deckard, Taylor head coach Jody Martinez, first two recruits here at TU. And Kirtley misses the first free throw halfway down and out. 4 for Kirtley on the day, all coming in that opening quarter. Taylor with a 10-point lead, 2:25 to go in the first half. And Kayla swishes the second. And the Taylor lead back up to 11. 43-32 with Asbury going from right to left in purple. Taylor and White in the man-to-man. Hereford has been splendid here in the second quarter, up and over West. Bank shot way too strong on a good move, but West Hall in the miss. Bounce pass from West to James, angling to her left. Bullets one to Deckard, wide open as an Asbury player fell down, and Deckard rainbows in a three. Second triple for Deckard today. She's got 6 points. And Hereford slow to get back up. We'll take a break here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online Tire Finder. Good to see Autumn Hereford get to her feet and walk off under her own power. She's sitting there at the end of the bench with Taylor athletic trainer Patience Ramsey. Coming in to replace her will be Cheyenne Fullwood, 5'9" sophomore, playing in her second game of the season. As Hereford answering some questions from Patience there on the end of the Asbury bench. Eagles with the ball from right to left in purple. They trail by 14, their biggest deficit today. Less than 2 to go here in the opening half. Napier drives, good help from West, floating far side Rubel. West has got to get out there. Rubel trying to make her pay, but that sidewinding shot was no good. Fullwood ties it up and rips it away from Napier, rips it away from Nieto. Here's Napier for Asbury, but her three is off the right side of the rim, tapped and then snatched off the floor by James. Her pass too short to get to Deckard, and Napier hauls it back in for Asbury. But then a traveling violation called against Jacqueline Rubel, and Taylor gets the ball back after trying to sneak one through and get a fast break opportunity. Browning, James, Deckard, West, Nieto, the Taylor 5. Sophomore, junior, freshman, redshirt junior, senior, the Taylor 5. James high left side to the free throw line, Nieto. Outside the Deckard, who almost let one fly, and Taylor head coach Jody Martinez claps his hands in frustration, wanted her to let one go. Here's James, here's Deckard again, out near the volleyball line, and she switched that one for the flamethrower, Meredith Deckard. 9 all in the quarter, all from three and White. And Taylor leads 49-32. Driving Napier, get the bucket and the foul on a nice move baseline left. Second foul on Kiara Nieto, team's third of quarter number 2. Here comes the preseason All-River States Conference selection Napier to complete the and one. Missing it off the back of the rim. Came in at just 46% from the line. First bucket of the day for Napier, and it's 49-34 TU. West wide open for Day. She'll let a 3-ball fly and hit it from the high right side. Things have started to click for Claycy West, and that's problems for future Taylor opponents. The freshman with a pair of 3 balls, 6 points on the afternoon. Taylor up 52-34. Napier's 3 short near side, and then West will get the ball right back to her own self. Up the floor near side, James, she gallops to the front court. Finds the trailing Nieto. West screaming for it. James will fire a 3 off the near side of the rim, and this one will bounce out of play and go back to Asbury. Nieto out, Kirtley in for TU. The 18-point lead, the biggest of the afternoon for the home team. With 27 seconds remaining in half, number one. Taylor trying to pick up their third win in a row and move to 3-0. Asbury trying to get back above 500. Step in, short shot, right side, air ball. He'll be hauled in by Kirtley on the miss, right side by Kelsey Johnson. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez calls for one shot as James runs the point with 9 to go in the opening half. West high left side with 7. Now back to James with 5 to go in quarter 2. Behind the back dribble, down the lane goes James. Dishes off to Kirtley, who lays it in just before the first half expires. James creating beautifully. Kirtley finished it off. And Kirtley will finish the first half with 7 points, and Taylor goes into the break, leading by 20, 54-34 here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Play that old song. You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke your memory. You got to have the music that you listeners listen to.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you.
The decision you're making is about so much more than where you'll spend the next 4 years. It's about how you'll live the next 40. So let me break down the Taylor University experience. We integrate faith and learning to become well-rounded, lifelong learners, while delivering a deeper knowledge of our specific areas of study. Whether you're producing award-winning films, building satellites for NASA, or preparing for a national ethics debate, Taylor will push you to excel in your field. But excellence isn't always about having the right answers. Sometimes it's about asking the right questions. Taylor is interdenominational. That means we can't always fall back on specific church doctrine to settle issues. We rely on scripture and the dynamic nature of iron sharpening iron to better know the God who's not afraid of our question. Much of this happens in the small town of Upland, Indiana, the place where Taylor does life together. But don't let this small town fool you. The schedule is packed with things to do, and through these activities, faculty, staff, and students become more than individuals occupying the same address. They become a community. But this community isn't limited to the campus. We travel, boy do we travel. We are ranked as one of the top 10 schools in the country for overseas experiences. But it isn't just about the going. It's about the sharing of those experiences. and being challenged by those who come to Upland as their international experience. Taylor is one of a few Christian colleges that expects all students to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, this doesn't mean Taylor is a Christian Disneyland full of cardboard cutout perfection. Taylor is full of real people with real problems, and living together can get kind of messy. But in that mess, we take Jesus' call from John 13 seriously. We practice picking up our towel and dealing with the mess in each other's lives. We're not here just to follow the rules for 4 years. Instead, we hope to learn to live authentic lives, calling each other to lives of meaning. Every day, our focus remains on the 40, not just the 4. We'd love to show you more about Taylor. Come visit, sit in on a class, go to chapel, spend a night in a residence hall. Experience the difference for yourself.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Play that old song! You really wanted to play it. That's what's really going to open your mind. You gotta have the music that you listeners listen to.
An abbreviated BSN Sports halftime report. Taylor leads 54-34 at the break. The 20-point lead, their biggest here of the afternoon. The Trojans shot the ball wonderfully in the opening half. 51% from the floor, 50% from 3, 11 of 22. They outscored Asbury by 12 from beyond the arc. 11 made threes to just 7 for Asbury. Taylor with 2 in double figures, 13 for Fisher, 10 for James, 9 for Deckard, 7 for Kirtley, and 6 for West off the bench. 9 from Autumn Hereford, who is out there to start this third quarter. That's good to see after she got dinged up just towards the end of that second quarter. Taylor with the ball to start. They go from right to left and white. The 5 starters out there: Kayla Kirtley, Lauren James, Kiara Nieto, Meredith Deckard, and Madison Fisher. Deckard far sideline to the corner to her classmate Kirtley. A three-corner shot, no good. Poked into the air by Nieto. She gets it back down, and James gives it off to Deckard. 2-3 zone for Asbury. Pass deflected. Nieto able to gather it in. No one guards Deckard, so she fires a 3 and swishes it from the high right side. After missing 3 threes in a row, Meredith Deckard has caught fire and made 3 in a row to boot. She's Taylor's third player in double figures with 12. Napier loses the ball in a spin, and Kirtley shot out of a cannon, gives off to James near side. Back up to Kirtley. Pass too far. James trying to get it back. She dribbles it into Napier's stomach. And here comes Asbury the other way, down by 23. Rubel open, left side high 3, leaning it in off the front rim and rebounded by Kayla Kirtley down low. Kayla with her 7th rebound to go with her 7 points. Rubel's missed 4 threes in a row as Taylor operates from right to left and white. One-hand pass, high pass, Nieto out to Kirtley, firing from 3 off the near side of the rim. Fisher goes over everyone, and she takes Napier down with her. And Madison will pick up her 3rd personal foul, the only bad thing that Madison has done all day. Napier slow to get back up. Rubel will help her back to her feet. It's the 5 starters for Asbury: Autumn Hereford, Kelsey Johnson, Jacqueline Rubel, Zaria Napier, and Sarah Dennison. And Taylor counters with their 5 stars, as we mentioned: Deckard, James, Kirtley, Fisher, Nieto. Between the circles, Rubel, far side Dennison, 1 of 1 from 3, now 1 of 2. Is this one off the back of the rim? Deckard had it, poked away from her. She gets it back in, spins away from trouble, off to Nieto. James will bullet one up to a 2-on-1 with Fisher. She'll go right in for a lefty layup, and Madison gets her first point since the opening quarter. Game high, 15 points for 23 in white, and Taylor's jumps out to a quick 5-0 start here in quarter number 3. They're up 59-34. Johnson around the James closeout. Nice Euro step and a scoop home for Kelsey Johnson. And just like she did in quarter 1, she gets the first points of quarter 3 for Asbury here. They trail 59-36. James near side. Rubel trying to force to her left hand. James will take that little step-in move into the paint. Nice job by Napier to jump into the air and poke that pass away. And here comes Hereford up the near side of the floor for Asbury. Right wing, Rubel fires a shot from 3, misses near side. Nieto's got it. She had a chance to go galloping up the floor as Rubel has now missed 5 threes in a row. James will bullet one way too far for Fisher. And Dale will come in to get Lauren James. James a little sloppy with the ball here to start this third quarter, so she'll get a chance to reset her brain. And Dale comes in to get her. 7:42 and counting in quarter number 3. Taylor on defense as they go to the man-to-man. Hereford left-hand drive. Nice off-balance jump shot. Good just inside the free throw line. Turns and looks for a foul that she said she got hit on the arm. It falls on deaf ears. But Hereford, the first Eagle player in the double figures with 11. And Asbury down 59-38, just underway here in quarter number 3. Dale between the legs bounce back to her off right hand, defended by Rubel. Far sideline, Deckard. Rubel will get passed off to Deckard. Bouncing to the corner, Fisher. She's been hot from 3 today. This one's short. Dale came in, had a hand on it. Nieto rips it away from Hereford, but the held ball will keep it, will send it back to Asbury. After making her first 4 threes of the afternoon, Fisher has missed 3 in a row. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez not happy with that call down low, with the officials saying with the late tie-up, gives the ball back to Asbury. 3 minutes into quarter number 3 with Hereford running the show. Fisher defends her. Near sideline Johnson. Deckard chases her off the line. Johnson throws up a prayer. She tried to snake her way through the defense and off the bottom of the glass. Dale flings one up to Fisher, outraces everyone. Her right-hand layup hits the front rim and bounces in for 2. 17 for Madison Fisher, 2 off of her career high she set on Monday against Madonna. Napier's 3 left side hits the glass and nothing else. Good crash by Johnson, and the held ball will send it back to TU off the miss from Napier, who is 0 of 6 from distance today. Asbury now 7 of 31 from downtown. Kayla Harlow makes her first appearance in the contest since the opening quarter. Faith Osborne, Paige Taylor, Trinity Shearer, and Sarah King to complete the 5 for Asbury. As they go 5 in, 5 out once again, Taylor Westgate comes to the scorer's table for Taylor. 2-3 zone for Asbury as Fisher floats it far side to Deckard. Pulls it away just before King can get there. Fisher thought about stepping into a 3, now attacks, pings it back up to Deckard. A long 3 ball from Meredith Deckard will spin off the front rim, and that snaps a 3-made streak from 3 in a row from Deckard. 61-38, the Taylor advantage, as Asbury comes from left to right in purple. Near side of the floor, King around a screen, Nieto switches. Asbury pings it around to Osborne. Long 3 high left side, rolls that one in for 0-0. Second field goal for Osborne on her first made 3. She's 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. 8 of 32 is Asbury now from downtown. They trail by 20, 61-41. Kirtley, pass got poked, so Deckard couldn't get it clean. Nieto wide open, pivots, fires from 8, no good. Fisher came in weak side, poked it away, and Deckard will save it on the baseline far side. Shot clock resets to 20. Fisher gets it, baseline right attack, goes in. Arm was pulled. She finishes through contact and lays home another one. 6 quick ones for Madison Fisher as she ties her career high of 19 points. And Taylor back in front by 22. Near side arc, King fakes to her left, goes to her right. Nice poke away by Dale, pokes it off of King, and it goes back to Taylor. That back tap, something we saw Aubrey Wright do plenty of time during her career here at Taylor. Nieto out, Taylor Westgate in for the Trojans. So let's reset the Taylor 5. The starters, Kirtley, Madison Fisher, Meredith Deckard, remain out there with Kayla. And the 2 bench players are Ariel Dale, the point guard, and Taylor Westgate, the post player. Deckard comes to the near side, being chased by many Asbury players. She'll give off to Fisher, who fakes left and goes right. Floating to Dale, high right side 3 on the way, no good. But Fisher's the only one home for a weak side rebound. She'll turn and fire a 3 off the near side of the rim. Westgate's got it down low. She'll get the roll and the foul, and Westgate's going to the line for a chance at 3. First bucket for Taylor Westgate today, and Taylor rolling here, outscoring Asbury 9-7 to start this third quarter off. And Westgate's free throw, perfect. 3 points for Taylor after going 0 for 2 in half number 1. Taylor leads 66-41. Their biggest lead of the afternoon as we cross the halfway point of quarter number 3. King cut off by Dale right side, bounce pass into the paint, fumbled away by Osborne and stolen away by Dale. Near sideline for the lefty, sophomore stops and finds the trailing Deckard. Wanted to give off to Fisher, but good recovery by Osborne. Floating a pass into Westgate. She'll kick it far sideline. Kayla Kirtley open for a 3. Swish for Kayla Kirtley. Kirtley in double figures with 10 on her first made triple, and Taylor's lead is 69-41. Everything coming up aces for Taylor here in the third stanza. Trying to answer with a 3 near side. Nope. Goes up off the basket. Rebounded by Kirtley on the miss by Shearer. Deckard floats it up to Westgate, who finds it over her shoulder. Stops, spins, lefty layup, beautifully done by the pirouetting Taylor Westgate. And this thing has been blown open quick. Taylor up by a 30 spot with 4:09 to go in the third. Osborne high right side. Westgate will switch on the screen. Back to the near side, and King, who holds the ball over her head, now dribbles with her left hand. Pitching back outside to Taylor, who had a couple of hit a 3 in the opening half. Thought about a step back 3 here. Harlow's got a mismatch with Dale. Kirtley comes out with 5 to shoot. Near side drive is Taylor's, baseline right through contact, and Taylor will float that one home. First points of the second half. Taylor with 7. Good read by King on the telegraph pass from Dale. King goes into Kirtley. Dale comes in to poke it. Kirtley blocked it, but it'll be 2 free throws upcoming for Sarah King. They'll be on Ariel Dale. That's Dale's first, and the team's second here of quarter number 3. And 4 subs in for the Trojans. And 5 subs in, or 4 of the 5 in for Asbury. We got people coming and going like a hockey line change. So Sarah King remains for Asbury with 2 free throws here for the 5'7" senior, who has not missed a free throw this season. She's 4 of 4. And remains perfect 5 of 5. The Asbury 5 back out there, Autumn Hereford and Kelsey Johnson, Zaria Napier and Sarah Dennison. And if King can make the second free throw, she'll get a breather, and she gets the front rim roll. King with 6 points as she's replaced by Rubel. Taylor has brought back in Lauren James, and making their first second half appearances, Taylor Browning, Ava Henson, Clacy West to go with Taylor Westgate. Henson dribbling, gives off to James, bullets one far side, hash mark to West. 2-3 zone for Asbury. James trying to break it with a long three ball near side. Hits the near side rim, and it's gobbled up by Asbury's near side Rubel. Nice threading the needle up to Napier. She goes in for a right-hand layup for Napier's first scoring of the second half on her second field goal. 71-47, the Taylor advantage now. As they go from right to left in white. 2-3 zone for Asbury. 3:07 remaining here in quarter number 3. Volleyball line James, far sideline pass Henson, then back to James, bullets one in mid-post right. Nice move by Westgate, defender fell down, Westgate missed it, got her own miss, and laid it in with the left hand. After being scoreless in the opening half, Westgate's got 7 big ones here in the third, and Taylor's lead is at 73-47. Napier 0 of 6 from 3, she'll drive in right hand, nice driving kick to Dennison who passes up an open look. Johnson's 3 is off target left, James taps the ball back to herself for her 5th rebound of the afternoon. Taylor from right to left. Westgate powers her way in. Left-hand shot just off target. Browning had it, but she went up and over Napier and gets whistled for the foul. First one on Browning, number 3 against Taylor here in the third stanza. 73-47, the Taylor advantage. Taylor still shooting 50% from the floor. Right on the button at 50%. Taylor just below 42% from 3, 13 of 31. They've made just 2 threes here in the second half. Napier, nice spin, hangs, turns, bank shot too strong, and Westgate gobbles up the rebound, her 6th here of the game so far. 2:13 to go here in the third quarter. Taylor from right to left in white. 2-3 zone for Asbury, who's clad in purple. James, a double team comes from Rubel, whips it off to West, who had a nice first half with 6 points. Game clock at 2, mid-screen, Westgate, left side 3 off the back of the heel of the rim, and Rubel has the miss for Asbury. Lobbing it near side to Johnson, jumps in the air, hauls in the pass, bangs with Westgate, trying to go up and under, got away with the travel, threw it off the glass, and Westgate has rebound number 7. Near side to her classmate West, who angles up the front court. Driving West, wants to go end to end, but a reach-in foul against Asbury denies the open look for Ava Henson from the right corner. Second of the quarter for Asbury. It's called against Jacqueline Rubel, the Asbury point guard. As Megan Bellamy will make her first appearance for Asbury today. She replaces Kelsey Johnson. West will deal it in, lobs it into the paint. There's Maul right there. She catches and puts it easy with a right-hand soft shot. When you have a 6'4 player, you throw it up, tell her to go get it, and she lays it in softly. Near side for Bellamy. The lefty buries a right corner 3 ball. Fresh off the bench after not seeing any action in quarter and half number 1. Taylor's lead at 75-47 as they go from right to left. They're 75-50, then Taylor turns it over. Napier, stop and pop, little short jump shot, good. 4 points in the quarter for Napier, 6 in the game. And Taylor's lead down to 75-52. And then James taken down to the floor after contact with Jacqueline Rubel. Rubel's 2nd and number 3 in the quarter against the visitors. James will come out, replaced by Ariel Dale. 70 seconds remaining in this third stanza. Browning to get it in far sideline. Rubel light pressure in the backcourt with Dale. And then Rubel moves across midcourt. Far side of the floor, West picks up the dribble, trying to find help, and does with the volleyball line and Dale. Back to West, right side, 2 threes in the first half. This one off the right side of the rim, short on a good look from West. It's rebounded by Asbury, and they give off to Hereford. Floating far side Napier drives in, traveled as she got caught on the mid-post left with the defenders slashing in front. Turnover number 10 for Asbury here today. Taylor with 13 of them. But the Trojans have shot the ball much better. They made 8 more shots than Asbury has, and they lead 75-52 in the final 40 seconds of the third quarter. West, right side perimeter, picks it up, lobs it into Maul through 2 defenders. Maul's shot swatted away by the 6-foot Hereford. Wonderful athleticism for Hereford, who came off her best season a year ago. West will get it in. Browning just outside the right side free throw line. Her jump shot no good. Maul trying to tap it back to herself. Loose on the floor. Dale snatched away from trouble, then lost the ball away. Comes in and then slaps Bellamy on the forearm for a foul. Second one on Dale. 4th one against Taylor here in the quarter. With 27 3/10 of a second left to go here in the third stanza. Taylor leads 75-52. Bellamy to the near side and Rubel as Asbury can hold for the final shot. Pitching out to the volleyball line in Hereford. Height mismatch with Henson, but both very athletic. Hereford goes in. Bank shot too strong. Maul's got the rebound amongst traffic. Now 13 seconds left to go in the quarter. Henson will get it near sideline, then off to West with 9. West lobs it into Maul. Got it back, tried to throw it back in, as Maul didn't realize where she was as she turns and throws it off the backside of the glass. A lot of youth there on the floor right now. The oldest player out there is Dale and Maul and Browning, the three sophomores. Taylor could have held for the final shot. Instead, it'll be Asbury with the final go at it. From the far side hash mark, Hereford leans into a three. That will be an air ball as the game clock expires. We head to quarter number 4 with Taylor leading by 23, 75-52 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as...
Taylor 9 of 23 from the floor in that third quarter. Asbury 7 of 18. The Trojans stretch their lead out to 3 more than what it was at halftime. They lead by 23 as we start the fourth quarter. Starters back out there for the Trojans. Deckard out near the volleyball line. That's where her range can go to. As she give off to Fisher, threads one through, and then they find Deckard up top, who continues to shoot the ball beautifully on her 5th made triple of the afternoon. 15 for Meredith Deckard, one off of a new season high. Left corner, Bellamy wants to answer with a 3. This one short off the left side of the rim, and Nieto gobbles up yet another rebound. That's her 6th of the afternoon. 78-52 the Taylor lead. James to the right corner and Kirtley. Asbury still in this 2-3 zone that Taylor has eaten up at times from three-point land. One-hand pocket pass. Deckard wants to add another 3 to the total. She's got 5 today. This one off the right side of the rim. Kirtley was there. Napier went up and over and tapped it away. The 5 threes is a new season high for Meredith and one off of her career high of 6. 9:15 left to go here in the fourth. Taylor up 78-52. Trojans with 4 in double figures. Fisher leading the way with a game-high 19. She has it here, off to Kirtley, left side high. Deckard sneaking away, but Dennison poked it away. It's still loose on the floor, kicked away by someone in the scrum. And it'll be near side, the right call by the man who had the best vision, our near side official, John Smith. 78-52 the Taylor lead, now 13 to shoot. And it'll be Deckard to get it in near sideline to Nieto. James, good job by Hereford to read where Deckard was lurking off the inbounds pass. 7 to shoot with Kirtley, right side corner, off to Nieto with 5 and 4. Now 3, James with 2 with 1's got to let it go, does not get the shot off. As Taylor fell asleep with how much time was left, and they turn it over for the 15th time today. 78-52 the Taylor lead as they try to move to 3-1 on the year and pick up their 32nd straight home win. Napier with Nieto defending. Napier and Tuxen drives, off-balance shot, got it off the glass on a nice move by Zaria Napier. She was quiet in the opening half, has got 6 here in half 2 for 8 in the game. It's 78-54 Taylor. Lobbing far side, Hereford read it, easy steal as Taylor has telegraphed way too many passes today. Hereford almost had her pass tipped by Fisher, and then Rubel will whip it far side to Bellamy. Back to Bellamy, the lefty steps in for a 3, and she'll switch that one from straight away. Bellamy came in 0 of 2, 0 of 1 from 3. She's 2 of 3 from there today after not playing in the first half. 6 for her off the bench. And Taylor's lead down to 21. Deckard lobs into Nieto. Good read by the Asbury defense of Hereford and Dennison to deflect that one out. Taylor will get it in on the baseline. .20 to shoot, almost 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. Between the circles, Fisher fakes a pass near side to Deckard. James open high right side free ball. That one glances off the left side of the rim. James has missed her last 3 threes in a row, going 2 for 5. Bellamy, little hop step, angling to her left, back to Napier, left sideline. Napier drives, right hand, bangs. James almost poked it away, and then Bellamy whips it near side to Rubel. Long two, off balance, her feet weren't set. Dennison went up and over Kirtley with no foul, and Nieto scoops the rebound off the floor for her 7th. Deckard, angling away from pressure, finds the trailing Kirtley. James is wide open with no one in the area code, and James's three was halfway down and out. Kirtley trying to go up and over, and as she did, she braced herself on Dennison and got whistled for the foul. That's the first one on Kayla, first one against Taylor here in the 4th, and 5 subs in for Asbury. Shearer, King, Paige Taylor, Faith Osborne, and Kayla Harlow. We thought Asbury would start not going the 5 in, 5 out, but they've done 5 in, 5 out the entire day. Bad pass off the fingertips of Osborne. The pass was thrown where she was cutting from. And turnover number 11 for Asbury today gives the rock back to TU. Kirtley, Fisher, James, Nieto, Deckard, the Taylor starting 5 out there for the Trojans as they have the ball and they lead by 21, 78-57. Deckard far hash mark in front of the Taylor bench, now wheels up near the volleyball line. Right elbow, Nieto turns and faces the basket. Her shot might have been blocked. Kayla Kirtley trying to tap it to herself, gets it, she's in traffic, pitches it out to James for an open straightaway 3 ball, and James buried it. 3rd 3 of the day for Lauren James. She's got 13 points on another stat-filled afternoon for Tenon White, and Taylor leads 81-57. Taylor thought about a 3, Kirtley defends, she'll pick up the bounce, left elbow extended. Angling back to right is Shearer around the screen. Throws a high pass near side that Osborne gathers in. Nieto defends her on a switch. Low pass far side King into the corner to Taylor. Fakes a 3 and drives right hand. Good move by Taylor to get in for a right hand finish through multiple players. 9 for Taylor off the bench, who's made some splendid moves for Asbury today. Taylor with the ball back, leading 81-59. Nieto falls. James pulls up. Free throw line jump shot long off the heel of the rim. Harlow's got it. James trying to poke it away. Harlow gets it back. Back to Taylor, far side of the floor. Between the legs bounce for the 6'1 freshman, who plays like a guard with a real tight handle. King near sideline, left side screen to Harlow. Steps into a 3 ball, front rim no. Fisher tried to go away from Harlow. Got it, poked it back down far side to Bellamy, who couldn't get it. Kirtley trying to play keep away, and James will scoop it up off the floor. James thought about a long pass, denied by the jumping Shearer. And now she'll give off to Fisher to the corner and Deckard. Far corners, Deckard works it back up the arc. With 5:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter, Taylor up 81-59. Fisher near side, right hand drive down the lane, finds the cutting Kirtley right block, and Kayla lays it home on a beautiful feed by Madison Fisher. Kirtley with 12 points, 4 Trojans in double figures as Taylor's lead up to 83-59. Baseline block by Fisher on the nice move by Taylor, who's got a promising career with that tight dribbling in a 6'2 frame. Or 6'1 frame, excuse me. Nieto and James exit. Westgate and Dale come in to spell them in the Taylor lineup. 5:29 to go in the 4th. Taylor up 83-59. Osborne had it. Kirtley tried to poke it away from her, then deflects it off of Osborne. Good read by Kirtley to knife her way in there and keep it away from Osborne. Taylor shooting just 46% from the floor. They were at about 50. As Fisher hits the brakes and rotates away at the timeline. Far corner Deckard, fake, steps to her left, 3 ball on the way. That one long, but a good look from Meredith as rebounded by Asbury's Trinity Shearer. Floating up near side Osborne, open for a right wing 3 ball, and she'll swish that one home. Second triple of the day for Faith Osborne. She's got 8 points for the Asbury cause, and they trail 83-62. Taylor trying to answer quickly. Fisher tries a bullet one into Westgate, went off of Osborne's hands on the deflection. And 3 subs will come in for Taylor. Haley Harrison will make her first appearance of the day. Taylor Browning in along with Ava Henson. They replace Kirtley, Deckard, and Fisher. And Spencer Harvey comes in for the first time today for Asbury. She replaces Trinity Shearer. Harrison lobs it up top. Inbounds play. Browning 3 ball. Off target left. Westgate soars over everyone. Muscles her way home and lays it in with the left hand. 9 for Taylor Westgate on her 8th rebound this afternoon. Westgate is going to be a problem for teams trying to fight for rebounds. She has a motor that does not stop and a powerful 6'1 frame. Harvey, little shoulder shake off to the very athletic Taylor. Floating in right hand, no. Hits the floor and it's rebounded by Harrison of Taylor. Trojans running from right to left. Harrison dishes off the Dale right side, waits for reinforcements. Into the mid-post right into Westgate. Nice spin move, left hand hook short. Henson there for the rebound underneath the hoop, and now she's double teamed. She'll slip it somehow through to Haley Harrison, whose 3 hits off the left side of the glass and nothing else. Dale fights for it. Bodies fall on the floor. Held ball will send it back to Asbury, but good hustle there by Ariel Dale amongst traffic. I do not know how Ava Henson threaded that ball through. That thing had eyes and a half. That was a bullet. 85-62 the Trojan advantage with 4:09 remaining here in the 4th stanza. King will run the point down the right side of the lane. Dale cuts her off as King backs it out. To the near corner in Taylor, defended by Taylor Browning. Paige Taylor fires an off-balance bank shot that almost spun home. Westgate with the rebound, number 9 for her on the afternoon. As she's getting close to her first double-figure rebounding game of her career, the 9 boards ties her career high, which she tied on Monday. Far side pass, Browning keeps it away from Osborne. But then Osborne bumped into Browning, forced her out of bounds. It'll be a foul on Osborne, as Browning had to get on her tiptoes to avoid from stepping out of play. First one against Asbury here in the 4th. As a number 5 checks in, and there was no number 5 on their travel roster. Cheyenne Fullwood in for Asbury, along with Megan Bellamy. Exiting will be Paige Taylor and Sarah King. And Abby Harrison as well for Asbury. Hand check foul on Spencer Harvey, her first, number 2 in the quarter. As Gretchen Mall comes in to get Westgate, Henson exits in favor of Clacy West. At number 5 is Kylie Flynn, who checks in for the Eagles. Far sideline, Harrison on the Taylor play. Up top, West. Near side to Lauren Farb, as all 13 players have played today. Ball catches, fires one far side to Harrison, who rainbows home a short jump shot. First bucket for Haley Harrison today. And 87-62 with 3:20 left to go in the 4th. Taylor well on their way to their 3rd win of the year. This shot goes off by Flynn off the left side of the glass, rebounded by Harrison as she wheels up the front court, hits the brakes, and finds the trailing Lauren Farb. Bounces in the corner, and West fires one into Mall, poked away off target for her. Then on the baseline, it was picked up by Fullwood, and it'll stay here with Taylor. She was fighting for position with Gretchen Mall. Playing inside out and working on the entry passes is something Taylor head coach Jody Martinez said the team has worked on. Mall tried to float it in off the catch. He goes up and over everyone for the miss. Fires it outside to Clacy West, who rainbows home a 3. 3rd 3 of the afternoon for Clacy West. She's got 9 points on great hustle work by Mall down low. And for the 3rd game in a row, Taylor has reached the 90-point plateau. 3-point shot, far side, rebounded or missed by Osborne. And here comes West galloping up the floor for Taylor. West claps for it, gets it back around the arc to Browning. Left side high 3 off the front rim, no. Mall gets the rebound, goes up through contact, and Gretchen banks that one in. 6 for Gretchen Mall, 4 here in the second half, and Taylor up by 30. Asbury slows it down. Far side Bellamy keeps her heels off the far sideline. It hits off the left side of the rim, but Bellamy was in tight quarters across from us. Harrison with the rebound for Taylor. High pass to the National Guard member, Lauren Farb. Near corner Browning lobs it in. Left block Mall up and over the shoulder defender, and Mall banks home another one. 8 for Gretchen Mall, who is picking apart the shorter Asbury defenders. Timeout by Chad Mays to get Kayla Harlow back in, the 6'2 freshman. She'll replace Abby Harris. It's a little more height for Asbury, trying to lock horns with Gretchen Mall in that 6'4 frame out of Seward, Nebraska. Shout out, Nebraska. 2 minutes left to go here in the 4th. Near side Bellamy, who's been a nice breath of fresh air off the bench. 3-point shot near side, spins halfway down and out, no good. By the miss by Flynn, but Asbury comes away with it. Bellamy up top with 1:45 remaining in the 4th. Fullwood has it, Farb poking at it. Fullwood around a screen, drives. Her pass poked away by West and then gobbled up by Farb. A 2-on-2 break. Farb trying to go end-to-end. Lefty layup just will miss the near side. Browning follows the miss and banks it in and gets fouled. To the delightment of the bench across from us. Foul on Kylie Flynn. Her first, team's 3rd. Browning to the line for the and 1. She's 3 of 3 this season and now 4 of 4. So Browning's first 3 points come here. Favre gets called for the reach-in on the pass from Harvey. Second one on Taylor in the quarter. Harris in to replace Harlow for Asbury. 97-62, the Taylor lead with 86 seconds left to go in this one. Harvey catches near side to Harris with Maul defending. Off to Flynn. Harrison gets called for the reach-in. First one on Haley, number 3 against Taylor here in the quarter. Trojans back here on Tuesday against Brescia, and then here next Saturday to start Crossroads League play. What was supposed to be against Huntington will now be Marion. So the two best teams in the Crossroads League the last 3 years, for the second year in a row, will open up their Crossroads League schedules against each other. Flynn drives, gives back near side. The lefty Bellamy's rainbow 3, tried to bank it off the high glass, could not. It's hauled off the floor by Haley Harrison. 68 seconds left to go here in quarter number 4. Taylor from right to left and white. Harrison open, high right side 3 on the way, off the front rim, goes up off the basket's support, and it'll go back to Asbury with 59 7/10 of a second left to go here in this one today. Harvey will jog across the center jump circle. The Trojans will move to 3-1 on the year. After dropping their opener to Concordia, Flynn's left side 3, perfect on a swish. So after that opening overtime loss to Concordia with 3 of their top scorers fouling out, they played much better these last 3 games, eclipsing the 90-point plateau. All 3, nice drive and floater from West. For her first double-figure scoring game of her career, she's got 11. And Taylor's lead 99-65. Harris near side 3. Air ball short. Trying to tap it back in was Bellamy. Harrison snatches this one away. And Taylor can dribble out the final couple of seconds with the shot clock turned off. Browning will fire from the free throw line off the back of the rim. West tried to go up and over everyone. It was tapped down to Bellamy of Asbury into the far side of the floor, and Flynn driving right left to end. Her shot no good as it's fumbled out of bounds, and Taylor will hold for the final shot with 11 9/10 of a second left to go in this one. It'll be Taylor's 3rd win of the year, their 3rd win in a row to move to 3-1. It'll also be their 32nd straight home victory. And they'll move to 49-4 here at home under the tutelage of head coach Jody Martinez. And that will be it. Taylor wins convincingly. They led by 20 at the break. They win today by a final of 99-65 to move to 3-1. We're back with the Ivanhoe's postgame show after this here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Play that old song. You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to open her. You got to have the music that you listeners listen to.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to open her. You gotta have the music that you listeners listen to.
Back inside a quickly emptied Odell Arena. Safety first, kids. Taylor wins their third game in a row. They've scored at least 90. They put 99 up on the big board today, defeat Asbury by a final of 99-65. Taylor led by 8 at the break, 29-21. They led 54-34 at halftime. They extended their lead out. They led at the end of the third quarter, and they lead obviously at the end of the fourth quarter. They scored at least 21 points in all 4 quarters today. Taylor shot the ball great in the opening half, over 50% both from the floor and from 3. They shoot 45% from the game, 36% from 3, as Taylor makes 16 of 44 three-point shots. That is 3 over their average through the first 3 games of the year. And Taylor also got to the line just 10 times today. Taylor averaged 19 free throw attempts in their first 3 games of the year, just 10 of them today, as the jump shots were falling all over the place for those wearing white. Asbury shot 33% from the floor, just 26% from 3. They were 12 of 47 from downtown. So the 2 teams today combined to make 28 of 91 three-point attempts. If you like the three-point shot, today's game was the one for you. Or those of you weekend warriors that play at the Y that jack up threes. Also the game for you today as well. 3 of 5 was Asbury from the line today. The Trojans put 5 in double figures, led by Madison Fisher's game-high 19, 13 of which came in the first quarter. Madison got plagued by foul trouble, so her first half total wasn't as high as it probably could have been because of the 2 fouls, but she still played very well today. 7 of 12 from the floor, 4 of 8 from 3, and 1 of 2 from the line. Meredith Deckard had 15 points on a new season-high 5 made threes, one off of her career high of 6. Deckard was 5 of 11 from the floor and from beyond the arc. She also had a nice stat day as well, 5 rebounds and 5 assists for the 5'5 guard. 12 points for Kayla Kirtley on Kayla's second double-figure scoring game of the year, 13 for Lauren James, and the first career double-figure scoring game for the freshman Claycy West off the Taylor bench. Claycy was 4 of 6 this afternoon. James was 5 of 10 from the floor and 3 of 7 from downtown. Others contributing to the Taylor cause today, Taylor Westgate had 9 points, 8 for Gretchen Mall, 3 for Taylor Browning, 2 apiece for Ariel Dale and Haley Harrison, 1 for Ava Henson. Playing but not scoring was Lauren Farb, and 4 for Kiara Nieto. Autumn Hereford had 11 points to lead Asbury today. She had 9 in the first half. She picked up her 4th field goal of the day early in the third quarter, and that would be it for her offensive production this afternoon. 9 points for Paige Taylor off of the Asbury bench as the freshman continues to impress early on in her collegiate career. 8 for Faith Osborne in a reserve role. 8 for last year's River State's Conference Newcomer of the Year, Zaria Napier. She had 8 points on 4 of 12 shooting. Struggled to shoot the 3 today. She was 0 of 6. 6 points for Sarah King, 3 for Trinity Shearer, 6 for Megan Bellamy, all on 3s, all off the bench. Jacqueline Rubel, this week's River State's Conference Player of the Week, had just 3 points on 1 of 8 shooting. 3 as well for Dennison and Flynn. Playing but not scoring for Asbury today, Cheyenne Fullwood, Spencer Harvey, Abby Harris, and Kayla Harlow. The Trojans out-rebounded Asbury tonight. Get ready for this. 63-34. The Trojans had more defensive rebounds than Asbury had rebounds total. Taylor had 3 players. Let's just count this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players with at least 5 rebounds for the Trojans tonight, led by Kayla Kirtley's 10. That's a new career high to go with her 12 points. That means that Kayla has her first career double-double. 7 rebounds for Kayla Kirtley, 9 for Taylor Westgate, tying her career high. 5 as well for Gretchen Mall, 4 for Claycy West, 5 for Haley Harrison, 6 for Lauren James, and 5 for Meredith Deckard. The 5 boards for Meredith, a new season high for her as well. Top rebounder today for Asbury was Zaria Napier. She had 6. Taylor had 27 assists on their 38 field goals. Leading the way in that category were Lauren James and Meredith Deckard, each with 5. That's the 3rd straight game that James has had at least 5 assists. Nieto also had 4 assists to her name as well. That is a new career high for Kiara. Leader in assists for Asbury with 3 was Trinity Shearer off the bench. Taylor turned it over 16 times. Asbury turned it over 14 times. 9 points off the turnover for Asbury. Taylor had 3 off the miscues of Asbury today. 3 blocks for the Eagles, 2 of them from Hereford. Taylor had 2 blocks, 1 from Kirtley and 1 from Mall. 7 steals for the Trojans, 3 for Kirtley. That's a new career high for Kayla as well. 10 steals for Asbury, 6 of them for Zaria Napier, and that's a new career high for her as well. Other numbers of note, bench scoring, edge goes to Taylor by 1, 36-35. Taylor dominated points in the paint, 42-20. As we mentioned, Taylor dominated on the glass today, out-rebounding Asbury 63-34. Taylor cleaned up on offensive rebounds, out-rebounding Asbury on the offensive glass 20-8. That led to 23 second-chance points for the Trojans. Asbury had just 4. With the win, Taylor moves to 3-1 on the year, 3-0 here at home, and they now have won 32 straight home games. They're now 49-4 at home under head coach Jody Martinez here inside Odell Arena, and they look to extend their home winning streak on Tuesday against Brescia. Special thanks to our camera operator today, Josh Fenwick. Special thanks to our producer. His name is, of course, Kyle Yost. The executive producer is, as always, of the Trojan Sports Network. He's probably watching the Masters right now and babysitting his kids, which means he's a good father. His name is, of course, Cameron Andre. Taylor wins today by a commanding final of 99-65. Their third straight game scoring at least 90 points. And look to win their 4th game in a row Tuesday when they take on Brescia here inside Odell Arena. Our final today from here inside Odell Arena at Paul Patterson Court was Taylor 99 and Asbury 65. The Trojans are now 3-1 on the year and 3-0 here at home. Asbury falls to 1-2 on the young season. This has been a presentation of Taylor women's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. We say goodnight and have a great weekend from here in Upland, Indiana.